Hello everyone, Orange here. Welcome back to another video. We're on Path of Decency episode 30. We have 14 mysticals to summon at the end of the video, but before that I'm going to go over everything that happened in the last week. The main thing that happened was that my guild finally hit G2. Woo! So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but first, basically, last week what happened was I farmed a lot of giants, like I told you guys, because I had bought those intermediate packs. I was getting so many crystals, so I was just burning them in giants because my giants runs are my fastest, and I needed to farm giants anyways because my giants runes were kind of lacking, so I farmed a shit ton of giants, and over the past couple days, I've kind of held up on spamming refills so much because I'm kind of running low. As you guys can see, I only have 700 left, so I always like to have a good amount because I know I can get rid of them very quickly, and I like to have them in case events pop up. Usually the event calendar is pretty well known, so I kind of sensed that we were kind of due for an event because pretty much Com2uS always has some sort of event going on. We have an event going on, and it sucks. They nerfed the shit out of this power-up stone event, and it's like garbage. You only get 10 power-up stones per day, which is really bad. The only good thing about this event is that you get points, not stones, you get points by farming runes. So someone did the math on Reddit, I'll link it down below if you guys want to see it, and they pretty much said the best way to farm points is by doing dungeons, so giants, dragons, necro. My power-up stones are all gone. I don't have any more because I used them all. I don't know why Com2uS did that. It just kind of sucks for people who actually utilize those events. I don't know, that sucked. So I farmed a lot of giants, and then I was getting ready for free rune removal. In the last video, I said I was going to do a bunch of stuff, but I didn't do it because I'm lazy. So I told you guys, I was like, I'm gonna go through all my runes and power them all up and sell them and clean everything out, but none of that happened. I went through and sort of powered some up, but for the most part, I pretty much didn't do too much work at all. It's actually free rune removal today, and I fixed a couple of monsters, but you guys may know from my past videos, I usually like to make some changes in between, so I don't like to wait till free rune removal to make most of my changes. Like last video, I showed you guys my Spectra. I took a couple runes off him and they were kind of expensive, and then I showed you my Retesh, I kind of fixed him. So I always like to do stuff in between because I'm kind of impatient. The main monsters that I focused on today were Soha. I'll go through them kind of quickly. Soha, Sig was fixed a little bit. Beretta maybe got one rune or something. Let's see, who else? Lagmaron got fixed quite a bit, if you guys can tell from his stats. You may know my Lagmaron was not the best, but now he's doing kind of good actually. Jasoon, I think I put one rune on her, her slot 6 or something. Retesh, I still might fix because we still have a couple more hours left, so I might try to see if I can do something with him, but I think this is probably his best build with Revenge. I think I have some better options if I put him on a broken set, but I don't know if that'd be a good idea. I think this might be better. Darien was a big one, so you guys know I'm kind of looking to build my R5 team right now. I'm not actually building it, but it's just building itself as I farm runes and, as I get more monsters and stuff like that. That's what I did for Necro. It built itself because I was just accumulating runes and I was summoning certain monsters, and then I was like, wow, I actually have a good Necro team. So that's kind of the same thing I'm doing with R5. I don't think I'm going to pull a Diaz anytime soon, so Darian's my boy, so I decided to 6-star him. And I did put runes on him that would make him the best he could be. I don't think I'm going to do R4, and that's kind of what I thought before. I feel like it's kind of a waste, so I kind of just made Darien whatever for now, just to kind of mess around and get familiar with his build, because I wasn't really sure what he needed, his stat requirements. So I think there's a post on Reddit about minimum stat requirements for R5, and I think my Darien might meet it or be very close to it, but I'm not anywhere close to R5. My Lisa needs to be 200 speed to solo cleanse. I might just go straight for the solo cleanser, and she only has, I put runes on her, but she only has one decent rune, which is this one, and it's not even that good because there's no speed on it, so I just put runes on her just for world boss. I think Darien was the last thing that I kind of worked on, and that was pretty much it. So I didn't do too much work. I'll probably do my rune video in a couple of days because I usually find that after free rune removal happens, sometimes like I pick up an extra rune or something like that, or I like switch something afterwards. I'm excited for that video because it's going to be like, I think it's going to be a lot better. Like my rune quality is going to be like so much better compared to my July rune video. So keep a lookout for that. Like I said, maybe in a couple days. After that, so I told you guys that my guild got G2, so congrats everyone in my guild if you guys are watching this. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Unfortunately, well, sort of, I don't know, we were actually rank 99, and I think if you get rank 100, you're still G2, so we were pretty close to not getting G2. It was kind of just luck, I guess, being rank 99. Regardless, I was still really excited and happy that we finally got it because you guys know, I think I mentioned, this was either my 3rd or 4th week in the guild, I can't remember. So like the first couple weeks for me were like me getting settled in because I told you guys in a couple Path of Decencies ago, I was like, I'm picking terrible fights and I'm doing shit in Guild Wars. And now I'm doing pretty well. I'm kind of like, I hit my groove and I'm doing pretty well. So we can actually see like what my contribution is, I guess. Well, I'm kind of up there, I guess. I think I'm doing decent. So we're actually looking to get G2 again. As you guys can tell, we are rank 128. We just finished our last battle, like this is our last one. So we're gonna win it. It just kind of just depends when people attack. So we're gonna win this one. And then right now I think we're just getting attacked by one guild. I'm just crossing my fingers we can get G2 again this week. We're doing pretty well actually. We only have 16 attackers, so we're doing pretty well based off of our low numbers. Like I thought having low numbers would be a bad thing, but it looks like we're actually doing decent. I have to give a huge thank you to someone who commented on, I think, my last Path of Decency. His name was Gabriel, and he helped me out with my defenses a little bit because I knew there were some improvements I could make, but I kind of wasn't sure. He helped me and he told me to try out these 2 defenses. So the thing with these 2 defenses is now I have threats on both teams. So the threat on the first team is Theomars, and then the threat on the second team is Ritesh. You know, there's kill potential. Last week I was running, my first team was this, which isn't bad because Ritesh gets the crit rate bonus, and you know, I have my speed buff for myself to make my Theomars do more damage, and then Bernard has the defense break and the attack debuff and stuff. So that first team I think is pretty good. And then for the second team I was running, I was running this. So my second team has no threat. For my second team, my goal was kind of just to like stall them out and hope that I can win, you know, like maybe they don't bring enough heals or something like that, or maybe they bring a speed team but they can't kill me. I don't know. I think the team that Gabriel recommended me is probably the better choice. So, because now I have threats on both teams, so I'm going to go ahead and set this back. I think I will continue to run this because I think theoretically it's better. I'm kind of worried about speed teams like running laps around me because I don't have any like speed buffers. You know, Ritesh gives himself the speed buff, but aside from that, kind of nothing. So that's pretty much my only concern. So I think it's doing pretty well, actually. The defenses look about the same as last week, so I think Annihilation was the first guild to attack us when we had our real defenses set because we're a partial farming guild. I don't know if these Wakizashi people hit me when I had my defense or whatever. But yeah, so this is pretty much what it looks like. I think it's doing about the same, if not better, as last week. So I'll keep an eye on it. And I think this is kind of the best that I have with what I have. And then in more PvP news, I got C2 again last week. I'm just doing the same thing that I've been doing, running my speed offense. And then I actually used my bruiser offense a little bit, which was kind of fun. So still, you know, barely getting C2, but it's better than not getting C2. I think I did one refill. That's kind of what I'm usually doing. And then I think I forgot to mention this, but the week before I also got C2, but I think I forgot to mention it in Path of Decency in the last episode. So I'll show you guys my defense. It's the same. Ever since I got Ritesh, this is what I've been running. I think it's a pretty good defense. And then I'll show you guys like my offense stuff. So this is my main offense for Rush Hour and just in general, and then I've kind of been using this one a little bit just kind of for fun and because it works against some teams. So yeah, Arena, I don't have any plans to fix anything now. You guys know I've always been talking about getting a mirror for Arena and then eventually making like a Wombo team, you know, just like Lagmaron Amir and stuff like that. So there are options that I have to work towards in the future. That kind of segues into my Stones Ifrit conundrum. So you guys know I was, after I summoned pretty much all of the necessary Nat 4s that I needed, I was going to buy Ifrit pieces. So I bought all my Ifrit pieces for this week, and I'm kind of thinking, like, I definitely want to go back into Stones. Like, 100% I'm going to be buying Stones to get other Nat 4s that I want. So I'm really actually looking at getting a Messity, the Wind Horus, for a Copper team because I think that's like the best option for Copper teams. I don't see Copper teams like fading out of the meta anytime soon, so I think it'd be a good idea to go for a Messity. I always change my mind and I update my lists in my head. You know, last week I was saying I'm gonna get Orion, maybe Chloe, another Lucian. What else was there? I don't know. I was lucky enough to pull in Aquila, the Wind Brownie, so I don't need to summon for that one anymore. So now a Messity is kind of like on my radar because Copper teams are so effing strong in Guild Wars, and I think a Messity is probably like the best option I have to go for a Copper team. So I'm not really sure about Orion. I still want one, and I think he's really good, but I don't know. My mind still, I don't know. We can take a look at the summoning stone rotations. There's kind of nothing that I was talking about, but I'm just going to go super hard for those Nat 4s that I want. So I'm going to have to decide, do I want a Messity, do I want Orion, or what do I want to do? But I know I want to use those stones, and then I was kind of thinking about putting Ifrits like secondary to stones because I'm doing okay without Amir right now. And to be honest, I don't know if I have runes for Amir to make him really good. So, like I was saying, I think I had some leftover points this week, so I don't actually know if I can buy 2 Ifrit pieces and 3 stacks of summoning stones. I forget, maybe I was able to do that in my previous guild. If I was able to do it in the previous one, I will be able to do it here because my offenses are pretty much the same in my Guardian 1 guild as in this guild. So I can't remember, but I'm still kind of wondering, like, maybe it might be better to go for summoning stones and just wait for Amir because he's going to happen eventually. It just depends when, you know? It could be, like, at minimum, it's every 5 weeks I get a summon, but then I could kind of postpone it to go for stones a little bit harder. I'm not really sure what I'm going to Devilmon. I had a couple options. I really want to Devilmon my Sig. Like, if I could, he'd be so helpful. He'd make my Giants runs faster. I might be able to use him in Dragons. And he'd make TOA hard 100 on Lyrith a lot easier, but I don't think that'd be the best decision because I have 0 Devilmon at the moment because I just fully skilled up my Retesh, so you guys can see at the bottom of my storage, no Devilmon. Rest in peace. So this week I bought the last one for Retesh, and also a quick side note, I got the level 9 upgrade of my HP building, so I just have to do level 10. And then after that, I think I'm going to go into the defense building, and then the ancient sword, the attack building, and then the elemental specific ones. So that's that. Then for Devilmon, I really want to do Sig, but I think the monster that'd be better than him is Chisoon. I think the reason why I haven't been using her is because she doesn't have skill ups and her heals are like kind of weak, especially because of the cooldown on the Amuse. She just wasn't, like, Retesh was doing better than her for me. I think I might just kind of wait, but Chisoon's looking like the best option for me. I'm also going to start farming Necro soon, I think. This is another thing that I'm kind of on the fence with, just like my Stones or Ifrit conundrum. So, I kind of feel like maybe it's time just to get a couple Necro runs in. I mean, more than a couple, just to kind of start stocking up on those runes. But then again, I don't really know because the Necro rewards, or the runes that you get from Necro, I don't know how many of these would be super useful to me at this point in the game. Maybe it'd be better to stick with Giants and just work on all of those runes. Like I was saying before, even if I did get Emir, I don't know if I'd have good runes for him. I mean, I would have to really take runes off something else to make my Emir good. Like my Sig right now, his crit damage is a little bit low, but everything else looks pretty good. I might have to like totally strip Sig to put runes on Emir. I should make up my mind soon, I guess. I'm gonna go with, like right now, in this current moment, I kind of feel like maybe I should stick with giants and dragons because it just feels safer, you know, continue to build up those runes that I already have and make them better, you know, make my Sig better. And then I have a bunch of violent users that I could make better. Theomars is lacking crit damage. That's it for this episode. We're gonna do the summons first. I did not forget about those 14 mysticals. I was debating if I wanted to save for like my 1 year anniversary, but I figure I'm not going to get anything if I save up like 100 mysticals, so we're just gonna do them every week. And it's more fun to have summons in every Path of Decency. No, that's not even the water one. The water one's good now. She got like buffed. I already have that one. Damn Kung Fu girls. That's the one that I got from, like, TOA Hard on my first ever TOA Hard clear. What is this foolishness? Smoky. I think I already have a Smoky. Okay, yeah. So, that's it for the summons. Yeah, and that's it for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This week was kind of uneventful, just like a lot of updates, I guess. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next video.